here. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. If you're rewatching this back, I'm gonna wait until a couple people get in. But just to keep you updated, just got to the airport, getting ready to take off soon. Probably won't be a long live. I'll probably only be on here for about 15-20 minutes just to say hello to everyone. Let you guys know how my Blackpool experience was. So, flew in last Tuesday to stay with Matthew Garrett, and his family for a little bit. We had a fun day out with the kids, took them mini golfing and everything, and had lunch, and it was fun. And then Thursday morning, we drove out to Blackpool, got set up and everything for what ended up turning out to be a very successful convention. We did very well. Ninja Plus and GIR were the big effects that we were selling this year. GIR, for those of you who don't know, is Matthew Garrett's new impossible linking ring routine, which uses a keyless ring system, so there's no gap or anything. That was the thing that I demoed the most, and though I do use it, I wasn't really as appreciative of it until watching Matthew demo it live in such an amazing routine. But again, I did that, had a lot of fun. Beat the wand this year, a little bit of drama. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about a little bit of drama in the community in general and all of these things. I don't want to talk about too much of that in this video. I will be doing a proper breakdown of my experience with the Blackpool Magic Convention. Maybe for some newbies that have never been or never heard of it or don't know what it is, I might break down in detail what to expect so that maybe next year you guys can come out, because it is incredible. It's really a great opportunity to network with other magicians, make friends. At one point, I was literally out until 7 o'clock in the morning just hanging out and jamming with magicians from around the world that some of them I had just met at that moment, and other ones friends of mine that I've been friends with for a long time but just never get to see because, of course, on the other side of the pond. But had a great time. Let me say hello to who's in here real quick. Adam Evans is in here. Hello, I didn't make it here, but I'll buy you a pint next year. Cheers, mate. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Yeah, it was a good time. Like I said, I don't know what the hell that noise is. There was a lot of people that just couldn't make it out for whatever reason. I know a couple of my friends from Germany couldn't make it out. There was also a huge storm. So what ended up happening was the trains were delayed and airlines were delayed and everything. There was a huge storm in England. I don't know if it's over or not. But yeah, I can be your friend, Michael O'Brien. Yes, definitely. Xavier, what's up, buddy? Last time I talked to you was not too long ago on my way here. Just to let you know, everything went well. A week goes by crazy quick. That is true, definitely. Right now it's 3:30 in the morning. Yeah, I know. It's really late. I already said goodbye to, or not goodbye, but I said hello to my wife and daughter a few hours ago, and they were on their way into bed as I was waking up in the morning to get ready to fly out. So far so good. Weather's pretty clear in London right now. It's not too bad. But over the weekend, it was really windy. Like lorries were all like on the road, like this, like about to blow over. So it was really windy, but all is well. I got all checked in. I got my COVID test done and everything. So believe it or not, I did not catch COVID at the convention. Can you believe that? I suppose in Blackpool, catching COVID is the thing you're least worried about. But otherwise, yes, all went well. It was really fun, and I had a good time. So I guess I will get into a little bit of the drama. So for those of you who don't know, Craig Petty just put out his new project, Quantum, the Quantum deck, which essentially is a card at any number effect using a blank deck. So there's one card in the deck, all the other cards are blank. You tell them to name any number, you count down to that number, and the card is at that exact number that they're at. I do plan on doing a review of this in the future. I actually sat down with Craig and Ryland in the Ruskin at the convention for like a good hour. We chatted about it. He showed me some work on it, some different ideas and things, and it's a really cool project. It really is. For whatever reason, for those of you who don't know about the drama, Luke Dancy put out a video on his Facebook channel, basically tearing it apart, saying that it was a dishonest a dishonest trailer because of a various number of reasons. In my opinion, the trailer wasn't dishonest at all. I think a little bit of fluff and marketing to try to sell a product, and every Magic trailer is like this. You only point out the good bits, you don't point out the bad ones. And they took that and they kind of exaggerated it a little bit, turned it into something that it didn't need to be. It started a lot of drama. It ended up being the talk of the convention, and at one point, they ended up, Craig that is, ended up on his podcast. They did a podcast episode. He lost a bet. Long story short, he had to get a tattoo on his arm that says, I think it says, "I love Luke Dancy." And it's a permanent tattoo, like a legit tattoo, not like a pen or anything. It says, "I love Luke Dancy" on his arm. So that was kind of funny. But here's where the drama comes in now. So Ryland Petty, Craig's 9-year-old boy, actually performed in the gala show in front of like 2,000 something people, which already right there tells you everything you need to know. That is so incredible. To be able to get in front of that many people and perform, it's insane. And he did that, and it was really cool. A bit in the, what do you call it? In the actual performance itself went wrong. A piece of the gimmick fell off or broke or something happened. I don't know off the top of my head. I wasn't in that show when it happened. But something happened, and Ryland did a great job of recovering from it. He recovered like a professional. He took a trick that was, falling apart, and he recovered from it, and the audience wouldn't have known the wiser had it been a lay audience. Obviously, the whole audience is magicians, so we noticed it, but a lay audience wouldn't have even noticed that anything had gone wrong. So in my opinion, right off the bat, I'm going to tell you, Ryland did really well. And I got to jam with Ryland, too, at the Ruskin, and watching him do tricks was just incredible. He's so good already for being a 9-year-old boy, and he's just really a fun experience. But long story short, the trick kind of didn't go exactly according to plan. He recovered from it. It is what it is. That night was the Beat the Wand competition. Now, for those of you who don't know what Beat the Wand is, if you've never been to Blackpool, Beat the Wand is a contest in which the convention attendees can sign up for. And your job is essentially, it's like a talent show. You show up, you do a magic effect for everyone. And the way that it works is people in the audience are given these giant, they were like pool noodles essentially, but they looked like magic wands. These giant black sticks. And there's 5 of them into the audience, and they're just thrown out to random people in the audience. And what it is you start performing your act, and if 5 magic wands go up, you're done. That's like you get the hook, and you get pulled off stage, and you're eliminated. If you're able to keep going all the way through the performance and last the full 5 minutes for the round, then you move into finals. Finals are decided based on the audience. They essentially cheer for this person if you think they deserve it, this person, and they eliminate people till it's down to the final 2. And then from just whichever one gets the better reaction, that's the one that wins the whole thing. Now, this is Blackpool we're talking about. A lot of people have been drinking, a lot of people are having a good time. Essentially, there's 2 ways to win this competition. Way number 1, you do insane, incredible magic that is so good that the audience has no choice but to get behind you and to just cheer you on because it's so amazing. Or what you do is something that is so ridiculous and shocking, like you get that shock value that you what do you call it? That they love it, and then they vote you through. So needless to say, there's a lot of good acts, there's a lot of cringy acts, probably more cringy acts than good ones. This year there was only 2 people that made it through to the final round. Just to give you an idea of the act that won this year, I believe his name was Carl. I'm so sorry, I forget off the top of my head. I'll have to look. I'm Facebook friends with him. I'll have to look at his name again. But he's a magician with autism, and what he did was he went on stage and he played into it. He basically said, I'm autistic. It is what it is. I'm socially awkward. So you know what? I'm going to show you a day in the life of myself trying to get through a bloody magic trick. And he goes on and he's doing, essentially all it was a prediction trick where he forces the 5 of hearts, and then the 5 of hearts is inside of a prediction, right? So he opens up the envelope and he has them pull out the prediction, and he says, go ahead and read out loud what the prediction was. And they start reading it, and it's It's just really awful, like a letter that he wrote to someone or whatever. He's like, wrong prediction, and he grabs it, and he's like, sorry, it's this envelope. Open this one, and he opens it, and it just says something like, really insulting again. He's like, damn it, wrong one again, and he's like stressed out, right? He can't get the trick right. So what it ends up doing is he ends up shitting his pants. His trousers fall down, and he's just got shit all in his pants. Of course, it's not real. This is like a part of the gag. And he's in his tighty whities, and he turns around, and on the tighty whities is written 5 of hearts, and so that was like the effect essentially. So just to kind of give you an idea, you have a grown man on the spectrum standing up in front of 300 magicians or however many people were in that room, and he's just standing there in his tighty whities, completely butt naked with shit in his pants, with the 5 of hearts prediction written across the front of his underwear. So that's the act that won, just to give you guys a kind of idea of what it is that you're getting into when we're talking about Beat the Wand, the competition. So let me look and see what some of your comments were right here, respond to them, and then we're going to get into the bit about Craig Petty and how all that went down. We'll talk about that in a second. So glad it all went well. Any good pickups while you were over there? So, I actually did get a couple of things. I'm going to do videos talking, again, more in detail about these things. But essentially, the guys at Black Cat Magic gave me a whole package full of things to take home and I'm going to do reviews, essentially review copies. The guys at Black Cat Magic, by the way, Barry and Caleb, it was so nice meeting both of you. I can confirm right here, for everyone, honest to goodness, they are 2 different people, believe it or not. Barry and Caleb are indeed not the same person. It is indeed 2 different people. So confirmation right here at O'Brien Magic. But they gave me the Frankenstein book test as well as a bunch of other goodies in a bag. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at those things. I also, exciting news, not sure if I'm supposed to really say too much about it yet because the project hasn't released. But Volpine Magic, Adam Wilbur, gave me his coffee bean cups and balls routine, not only to do a review of, but I'm actually going to be part of the project. I'm going to be teaching my chop cup routine on there, so super honored to be a part of that. Awesome stuff. Spent some time with Josh and Andy, Vanishing Ink, just chatting them about different things going on with Vanishing Ink, different things going on with me, and the Disneyland Magic Shop in general, because they popped in last week at the Disneyland shop. So just playing catch up and all this good stuff. Really great things. Also, got a nice leather chop cup. Beautiful work. I'm going to be linking these guys up on everything. Stay tuned. I'm going to review all of these things, and I'm going to link these guys up. So if you're interested in seeing any of this stuff, I'm definitely going to do that. But yeah, so that was that one. I had a couple other ones. William Regal is from Liverpool, I believe. Gimmick Malfunction, we've all been there. Yeah, Magic Trailer, Since When? This is Blasphemy to Vernon. Beat the Wand, yeah, not going to make an obvious joke. It's very, yes, that's all. The competition is called Beat the Wand. That's all you need to know about it. But yeah, William Regal, I believe, is from Liverpool, not Blackpool. Blackpool is kind of the butt of a lot of jokes. A lot of people give Blackpool a hard time. I like Blackpool. I think it's fine. It's like being in Los Angeles. It's got its good, it's got its bad. The weather there was terrible. It was extremely windy. It actually started snowing at one point. So it is what it is, but it's weather in England. What are you going to do about it? I'm from California, so I'm kind of a pussy when it comes to that anyway, but look forward to it. Mustafa, it's so good to see you, my friend. Hope it was great. It was really fun. I had a great time. Like I said, hopefully next year. I know this year was a little weird. The convention wasn't packed. It went from around 6,000 people the year before COVID to about 2.5 thousand people, somewhere around there. You could definitely feel it in the dealer's room. It wasn't as packed as it normally is, which could be good. It could be bad. We did okay. The first day was just fine. Second day a little slow. That's to be expected. It's usually like that. The third day, again, not as good as it could have been, but overall it wasn't bad. I asked Matthew, I said, are you satisfied with the take that you took in this year? And he said, it could have been better, but you know what? It was good. It wasn't bad. He was going into it knowing he wasn't going to do as well this year just because we were reopening from COVID. I heard 80 dealers didn't make it this year. Yes. So typically, So you have the main dealer's hall, and then you have the second room. The second room, we didn't even use it. It was shut. Just the main dealer's hall, and there was a lot of dealers that didn't show up. So yeah, unfortunately, you know, it is what it is. But overall, good. Let me catch up, make sure I didn't miss anything. I think we're good. So on to the bits you guys are all waiting for. Let's talk about the drama. Okay. So yes. So during the Beat the Wand, at the intermission before they voted to see who was going to win, Craig came in and sat down in front of everybody, and he got his I Love Luke Dancy tattoo. Now, they tried something this year that they hadn't done in the past, which was they put, there's screens above your head, right? So, what's your EDC? Like, what you have? My EDC. My everyday carry, oh. What's my everyday carry? Right now I have just coins in my pocket. I don't have anything. I have my passport, my coins, and my phone. I suppose I could do earworm right now for someone. If someone wanted to see some magic, I could do earworm. I have that on my phone. But other than that, yeah, so sorry, anyway, let me get the story in real quick. So they put these screens, like a television screen, over everyone's head, and essentially you were able to send a text message to the screens, and the text message would be displayed on the screens. Now, again, you're talking about a bunch of really drunk people in a bar that are on this high because they're in Blackpool, they're at this magic convention, and you can imagine that they're not going to text the most, kind things. Some of the things were pretty funny. Some of the things were really bad. Some racist things. Someone made a joke about killing all the Jews, and it's like, oh man, you don't do that. You just don't do that. That's not nice. That's not cool. A lot of pedophile and child molestation jokes and stuff like this. I get it. It's edgy. It's Beat the Wand. It's meant to be edgy, but there is a line, I think. And making jokes about your gran getting kicked into the water and stuff, like, okay, it's edgy. It's fine. It is what it is. But when you start getting really racist and calling people like pedophiles and making like Jewish like Holocaust jokes and stuff, like this isn't okay. We don't do this. So they ended up making jokes about Ryland, and people were making comments and stuff like that, and it's just like, come on guys, what are you doing? What are you doing? So yeah, don't get canceled. I know. I don't think I'll get canceled. I think everyone knows for the most part that I do my best to be, as polite as possible and everything like that. But that's just what happened, and it's like, they were making jokes about Ryan. I won't get into super details about it, but they were just making jokes about it and stuff. And all I can say is that I was really disappointed, because I know a lot of people don't like Craig. A lot of people think he's kind of an asshole. He's one of the nicest people you'll ever met, for the record. He has been nothing but wonderful to me the whole trip. Ryland Petty, Craig's son. He's been nothing but polite to me the whole trip. And people just don't like him because he speaks his mind, He says what's on his mind. He doesn't sugarcoat things. He doesn't hold back. And yeah, he dishes it out a little bit. He talks a little bit of shit. But if you don't like Craig Petty, I'm not saying everyone has to like Craig Petty. He's not your cup of tea. That is what it is. But to be saying things about his son, that's... And for those of you just tuning in now who don't know what I'm talking about, long story short, Ryland Petty, Craig's boy, did a routine at the gala show in front of 2,000 magicians, and he did really well. The trick didn't exactly go right because the gimmick broke on stage while he was doing it, which happens. Gimmicks break sometimes, a bit falls off, it's on the floor. How do you recover that, right? So he recovered from it. He was able to get through the performance. Had it been a lay audience, they probably wouldn't have even really known anything had gone wrong. But since it's a group of magicians, obviously they knew right away that something wasn't going right as soon as they saw the thing fall on the floor. So they were giving him a hard time about it, even though, again, he did amazingly. But the whole issue is, if you don't like Craig, that's fine. You don't have to like him. If you're going to talk shit to his face. Don't talk shit behind his back, behind an anonymous account. And don't make jokes about the boy. Don't make jokes about, for God's sake, he's 9 years old, right? Like, he's done more just this last year that most magicians have done in their lifetimes that are my age. And it really is disheartening, you know, to just see the things that some people do, some people say. It's just, I don't want to get on a soapbox because I'm not perfect myself, but you know, there's a line for sure, and a lot of people cross that line this weekend. And I'm sure that the drama is going to come out. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be hearing about it, if not already. I'm sure it's all over the Magic Cafe. I'm sure it's all over, you know, Facebook already and whatnot. But again, it is what it is. My hat's off to Craig for basically being the butt of every single joke this weekend. Pretty much every gala show, Craig was there. Not physically there, but like his face popped up and was the butt of some joke. He did his lecture on quantum deck, which was great. He did his podcast thing, which I didn't get to see. I heard it was a bit of a train wreck, but from what I hear, you know, and Craig was super involved. He was demoing the whole time. Ryland was on the stand at Prop Dog, demoing for a good part of the day, and you know, it's like to be a little bit English for a second. Bloody hell, he did so good, right? Like, I don't know what else to say. I'm so proud of those guys. But needless to say, I'm sure the fallout's going to be coming soon. I'm sure everyone's going to be talking about it, and all I can say is, you know, my hat's off to those guys for just soldiering through and doing a good job and dealing with it. Craig had a bit of an episode after he found out about that, because keep in mind, while he was getting his tattoo, these things were happening, but he couldn't see it because it was happening behind him because the screens were behind him. So once he found out about it, he was so upset and he got very angry. And, you know, no one should have to deal with that. If I found out people were talking about my daughter the way that they were talking about Ryland, you would see a different side of Michael O'Brien that I don't think you've ever seen before. So I can definitely understand it. But to kind of wrap this up on a more positive note, I just wanted to say that I had an absolutely great time at Blackpool. Jams every evening in the Ruskin were amazing. Being able to meet new people and see friends that I haven't seen in a long time, and staying up until all hours of the night, just jamming and having a good time and everything like that. If I didn't get to see you, if we didn't get to have pints in the Ruskin, next year is all I could say. Meet me up next year. I'm pretty much guaranteed I'm going to be there unless something happens and I'm not able to. But yes, had a very, very good time. So thank you everyone that's tuned into this video, that's watched, stuck all the way around this far. Let's see, we had Mustafa, we had Xavier, we had, who else was in here? Adam was in here. I think there was a few others in here. Perfect. Thank you everyone that's joined the Mob Squad while I was away. You guys are awesome and helping out. I really appreciate you. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the other side in the United States. Take care. Okay.